Hey now! What is up, everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka Review King MB, and this is my 12 Days of Christmas. And for some reason, I looked at my list of Christmas movies that I was going to watch or rewatch in some cases and review, and I noticed a lack of black representation in my Christmas movies. And so I said to myself, well, if I'm going to switch out and add a black Christmas movie, I decided to pop in a Madea Christmas. This is my very first time watching this film, and god damn it. This is a 2013 film, and it was written, directed, and produced by, you guessed it, Tyler Perry. And of course, once again, he is dressing in drag like he always loves to as this Madea character. And I swear Madea has the biggest family in the history of the world. And look, I get it. I get that it's very possible that you could be somebody like Madea that has so many different brothers and sisters, and then they have kids, and so therefore Madea has lots of nieces and nephews, or lots of cousins, or just lots of family that gets represented in each and every single one of these movies. But my God, here's a whole brand new set of family where Madea, she gets linked up with Eileen for the holidays. Eileen wants to go back to her daughter's home and spend Christmas with her. Her daughter's kind of standoffish and doesn't really want to do much with them on the holidays for obvious reasons. The daughter does not want to tell her mother that she is married to a white person, a white guy, because she knows that her mom is racist. I mean, there's no other way to put it, because if I say racist, it might sound worse than it is, but no, she's completely just closed-minded and doesn't want her to be with a white guy just simply because he's white. And in fact, the mother brings the daughter's old high school ex-boyfriend who's black and says, hey, don't you want to be back with this guy? And so the whole movie is just, not only are you trying to deal with that, and Madea is somehow in the mix of it, but the parents of the white husband have also come, and so you have this racial clash. Jesus. This movie was bad. It was bad. It almost made me regret my decision in order to add this movie to my 12 Days of Christmas. I tried. Look, I'm not somebody that watched the Madea movies as they came out. If you haven't seen my Madea reviews from the beginning of the year, that was my first time watching the Madea films. And so now getting back around to watching a Christmas one, it's not surprising that Tyler Perry would do a Christmas Madea film. He's done every other situation or holiday or anything you can think of with Madea. But this one, man, the laziness is very apparent. There's no effort put into this script at all. And you have some good actors, you have some actors that are clearly above this and clearly should not be here. For example, Tika Sumpter plays the daughter that we're talking about, the one who has married the white guy. And Tika Sumpter, I've seen her in a few things, and I like her a lot. I do. She's beautiful, of course. But just as an actress, I think she's really good. And to see her here, and to see her as a teacher she's like teaching like 8 kids in her class. I know they kind of established that the school is very underpaid and undersupported, but it's like, goddamn, this is the smallest classroom I think I've ever seen. I thought it was more interesting that she ended up being married to the white guy, but when you saw how bad her mom was, the mom is played by Anna Maria Harsford, and Jesus, I mean, this was brutal. I like this actress. I've seen her play the black mom in a lot of movies growing up, but she is annoying and unlikable, and you just want to grab her by the throat and choke the life out of her just to be done with this situation. And I know that sounds harsh, but if you haven't seen this movie, then you do not realize how much of a pain in the ass this woman is. Because not only does she call and says, hey, we're going to come over for the holidays, anyways. Her daughter says, no, it's not a good time, and she doesn't really want that. So what does she do? She drives there anyways, good old mom, and just shows up. And so now the daughter's trying to deal with it, the husband's trying to deal with it, but because the mother doesn't know that they're married, the mother thinks that this white guy is just the hand, the help, the farm guy, because the house is on a farm, and so she thinks that this guy just helps out with the farm or whatever the hell. It's all ridiculous, and it's all... I even started to get annoyed of Tika Sumpter when it's like, just tell her. Even the husband's like, why won't you just tell her? Why do we have to play this song and dance and have to pretend to be this, and you won't just tell her that we're together? Now, Tika Sumpter thinks that the mother has a heart condition and she doesn't want to give her a heart attack if she tells her, because it's ridiculous. It is. And not only is that ridiculous, the moment when the white parents come over and you see how rude the black mom is, you see just how much she's talks down to them, treats them like crap. At one point she assumes that they're in the KKK. It's like, this is unbearable. There's a moment when she comes in, the mother, and she had cut down the tree outside the house because she wants to use it as the Christmas tree, and come to find out that that tree was a memoriam for the white grandfather. And there was even a yellow ribbon around it that stood for in memoriam, and the black mom just doesn't care. She's just like, oh, well, what's done is done. How was I supposed to know? Oh, the yellow ribbon? Oh, who cares? Like, you guys don't live here. And she's so rude. She's so... And look, I'm not saying that situations like this can't have happened. I'm not saying... Because there's a part of me that is surprised that Tyler Perry made the black mom or the black character racist, made them kind of the villain of the story, because usually it's not like that with Tyler Perry. Or if you're going to have a racial divide, it's most likely going to be the white villains. But no, he actually made the white characters more friendly and more likable and more endearing, and I appreciated that approach. But how far he takes it, how over the top he takes it, how much of people just aren't talking to each other and just getting out on with it and just dragging shit out. And I know it's supposed to be for the joke, I know it's supposed to be for, hey, look how funny these situations are, but they're not funny. And I didn't laugh, and I just sat there getting angrier and angrier. And you can tell during the credits, the end credits of this movie, when they were showing the bloopers, you can just see how much ad-libbing is going on, how much of probably a non-script they're working on. They might have situations, they might have blocking, but as far as dialogue, there's no dialogue, not real dialogue. There is one scene where Tika Sumpter is trying to get out her lines of, hey, I have to go in a meeting, Madea, can you watch the class of kids? But Tyler Perry is so busy ad-libbing that he won't let her get out his own script, his own dialogue. And he's trying to be funny, and he's trying to do his Madea-isms, and none of it's funny, none of it's working. And I just felt so bad for Tika Sumpter. You could tell that in that moment, she probably knew that she fucked up and should not have been a part of this. She should not have said yes. Some of the other actors, Chad Michael Murray. How random was this guy showing up here? I remember seeing him in quite a few things back in the day, and I see him as like the mean, racist type guy who is the father of this kid that's in the Tika Sumpter class. But he doesn't care that the son's doing well in school. He's more, I want to get rid of this teacher. And it's so weird. Like, why? Why is that a side plot? Why is that even going on? But the way how his story gets wrapped up, because he's a drunk and he almost crashes his car, and then luckily the black mom just happened to be walking down the street and saw him and saved his life, and so because of that point on, he stops being racist and just apologizes for everything. It is so forced. Tyler Perry has to be one of the worst writers that is so successful, one of the richest, worst writers I think I've ever seen. Also, you get Larry the Cable Guy as the father of the white husband, right? And at first, I was like, oh no, I was getting bad vibes because I assumed that Larry the Cable Guy was going to be super ultra annoying and just going to be doing his usual Larry the Cable Guy shtick, and I just was not, I couldn't deal with that alongside Madea. I just couldn't, not the two of them at once. But then he was a lot more subdued. He was a lot more of a regular guy, which was surprising. Maybe because of how crazy the black mom was, that he just seemed more normal in comparison. And then when you see in the credits in the blooper reel, you see that he was doing a lot of that goofy shit that he does, but it just was cut out, I guess. And that's one thing I will give Tyler Perry credit for. He knew that none of that was probably going to be funny, but of course he kept all of his dumb shit in. This movie is rough to watch. It is. I found myself super bored, even though it's only like an hour and a half long. I was very bored. I didn't laugh. I just, as a Christmas movie, I think it's terrible. It doesn't really have any good Christmas meanings. It's just more of the same shit from Tyler Perry. More of the same race stuff. More of the same drama stuff. More of the same backstabbing and lying and mistrust, and just, it's not really about Christmas at all. Not in a real way. Yeah, another bad Tyler Perry Madea movie. What a surprise! Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of a Madea Christmas? Maybe this is a tradition. Maybe some people do rewatch this every year. Goddamn. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!